Welcome and thank you for joining us today. We are pleased to have with us Ms. Tina Ambani, Chairperson of the MICA Foundation, and Jaya Deshmukh, Director and CEO of MICA, as they announced the launch of India's first AI school, the School of Applied Creativity. This marks a significant step in reimagining education in the intersection of creativity, technology, and innovation. Many congratulations on this milestone.
Thank you.
So, Tina, I would like to begin with you first. From the establishment of the Mudra Foundation for Communications Research and Education in 1991 to the
Yes.
evolution into the MICA Foundation in 2024, what significant shifts have you observed in the domains of communication, education, and research over the decades?
I think Vishal, I actually got involved with MICA about 8 years ago. And I think MICA has evolved every time with anything new that happens into the world. It has been on top of everything that they can do, everything that they do, whether it's communication, marketing, creativity. They are always way ahead of the curve. So I think there are a lot of things that have happened in Mudra, which I think she's better equipped to inform you about or talk to you about. But Mudra has really evolved hell of a lot. I mean, even I find it very different from when I joined Mudra board about 8 years ago. So lots of things have happened. She'll be a better person to tell you about it because she was the first batch of MICA. So she's actually a MICAN from the first year. So she's come a whole round circle and she will have a better idea to give you the insight on this.
Interesting, interesting. I'll come to you there now. Several institutions have previously claimed to be the first to introduce AI labs or integrate AI into elementary education in India. How does the MICA Foundation substantiate its claim of launching India's first AI school, the School of Applied Creativity, and what sets this initiative apart in terms of structure, curriculum, and long-term vision?
So one of the things that we are not claiming that we are the first AI school. So I think let's set the record straight. What we have said is the following, that we recognize that there is a tremendous shift happening in the world today. So we were living in the information age, and this is, there's a lot of research around this. So, agricultural age, industrial age, information age. In the information age, economic value, social value was unlocked if you had knowledge. So, knowledge asymmetry. The person who had knowledge made the money. The person who had knowledge had power. And that's why we had the information age. But now with AI, what's going to happen is any knowledge that has been created in the past, any knowledge that currently is being created, each and every one of us will have access to it. You see, because you literally are going to have access to super intelligence. And it's not that I'm saying this, all the experts are saying this across the board. So everybody will have access to knowledge and intelligence. Now, when that happens, how will value be created? Because now everybody is, super intelligent and we have all the, access to all the knowledge artifacts. It will only happen if we know what to do with the knowledge, if we can imagine new and different ways of working with that knowledge. And that's why we think that we are now transitioning to the age of imagination. Again, not something that MICA has done. This is what, all the research educationists and research academists are talking about, that this transition is happening. And in this age of imagination, what's going to really create value is the ability to think different, which is nothing but the name for creativity, right? So creativity is imagining new novel ideas. So at MICA, we appreciate that and we understand this. And so in this new school, the School of Applied Creativity, we're going to act as that bridge, the bridge that enables people to go from imagination to creativity to innovation to entrepreneurship. And we focus on how to apply knowledge, how to think differently. And this is the school, therefore, is that bridge. So I can say without any, problem that we are the first school in India to think about this through this angle of applied creativity in the age of imagination.
There's a lot of thought and process gone into taking a decision whether we should bring in AI on board, whether we should inculcate it within our curriculum. So there's a lot of hard work and done behind it. So it's quite interesting. If you really
Absolutely.
want
And
to learn, then you should come and do a class.
Come and do a class or attend a
Absolutely.
It'll
business
make
class.
Sure.
clear understanding.
Sure. Also, could you share details about the School of Applied Creativities, like fee structure, campus size, and the kind of infrastructure and resources that will support students in developing future-ready skills?
There'll be lots of new announcements, so wait for the space. But what we are saying is the first two programs that will be rolled out, intake happens in July 2026. Admissions open, fingers crossed, August 2025. That's next month, or maybe, September, but we will open admissions. There are two programs. One is CCC, Crafting Creative Communications. We've been offering this program as a certification for the last 25 years, but it has been about, 9 to 11 months program. This time we are completely reimagining it because of the, how much AI has come into the creative field. And this is a, technical course for creative production, copywriting, imagine films, etc. And so this will become a 12-month course. So this is number one. The second is a postgraduate program in media, content, and entertainment, which looks at, experience across various platforms. So the designing of experience. How do you imagine an experience? So for example, let's take Coldplay that just happened. Like, what should the in-stadium experience be for a Coldplay concert, right? Two, saying, okay, I'm a business tycoon and I want to create my social media profile, but I need somebody to shoot whatever I do and to craft those stories. So this will also be taught there. So this is a very specific, application of applied creativity, if you can see, in that world. So where will it be? It will be in our MICA campus at Ahmedabad. We have a lush green 20-acre campus, and we are putting a lot of, with the foundation's backing, we are investing heavily in our infrastructure over the next 5 years. Again, wait for lots of announcements. We have the biggest, I call it a digital studio in Gujarat on campus already. Right? It's a green room, you can shoot. We also have a community radio license. We're one amongst the 5 in the state of Gujarat, which we use extensively. So from an infrastructure perspective or having an AR, VR lab, etc., we have those facilities. And we are now investing into getting, we already have it actually, all of the LLMs, access to our students. So all our students have access to an LLM. So these are the things that we're doing to make it really,
Robust.
in what we do.
I would like to come back to you, Tina. You hold several leadership roles across healthcare, education, arts, and philanthropy, including as the chairperson and group CSR at Reliance. Now, with the launch of India's first AI school at a time when India is waking up to the transformation power of artificial intelligence, how do you personally stay informed and engaged with such rapidly evolving cross-disciplinary domains?
See, across all the things that I do, I actually run everything with very, very top professionals, good experts who know. So whether it was medical, I had no background of medical. So when I was given the project, it was a greenfield project. So I set it up completely. It's like a baby. It's my third child. So you learn in the process. When you work with professionals, you learn. And then you don't have to know everything. My father-in-law always said that you don't have to know what the basics of it. Like he says, we set up the refinery, we hired the best professionals. So that's what I learned from my father-in-law, that anything you want to do, you must get the best professionals in the world to set it up. So that's how I set up the hospital. That's how I work with Jaya. I'm more like a student there, honestly, because I haven't studied in all these areas. But I think if you're interested, if you're serious about what you're doing, if you're involved in what you do, and if you go by your gut, it's very easy. And I'm enjoying it. And I think I see a bright future for MICA. And I'm very excited about it. That was the question, right?
That's Exactly. That was very well explained, Tina. Jaya would like to come back to you again. You have spoken about the transition from the information age to the imagination age. Could you elaborate on what this shift entails and how critical it is for India's education ecosystem to realign itself towards creativity, innovation, and future-oriented thinking in an increasingly AI-dominant world?
And again, I want to be on record. This is not, thinking that I am talking about. There are far more experts. And if anyone's interested, we can send you all of those academic papers.
She has an amazing team. Sorry to
Yes.
interrupt, but she has an amazing team.
Yes.
You know, that's her
Yes.
that's her strength.
We have an amazing team.
Yes.
So we've done a lot of hard work on this. Now, the difference, this transition is quite pivotal. So my entire career, has mostly been in strategy. Now, I'm giving this example to explain why I have embraced this. So when you do strategy, it's all very, disciplined. It's pattern oriented. It's, you structure everything. Today, AI can do that for you very easily, to look at large volumes of data and create structure out of it. What it cannot do is what I was talking about, which is imagine. Right? Now, if you look at our educational system, it really says, okay, are you first? What's your percentage marks? Have you by-hearted things, right? It makes you take in knowledge, but it doesn't really teach you application. And the future, this age of imagination is about know how, not know. So we know our education system equips us to know, but not know how to apply. And the school, so I want to correct you. You say the first school of AI. No, that AI is a tool. We are the school of applied creativity, and my management school, which is the school of ideas. So AI for us is a tool within this. And 10% of our courses, our curriculum are all AI driven. But what we teach them is the application, right? How do you imagine? How do you really, like Shekhar Kapur is the chief mentor of the school. And he said something really important, that creativity comes at the friction of uncertainty. Right? Where there's uncertainty, that's where you start becoming innovative. And so that's what we are going to teach. That's the shift that
I think they'll have to do a lot of unlearning before they learn this,
Absolutely. That's very well explained there. Also, we celebrated the World Youth Skill Day on the 50th of July. And
Yes.
it definitely talks about experiential learning, hands-on learning, vocational education. Can we see that in your curriculum as well, or would there be more major emphasis in the future?
No, let me tell you, like, I'm very proud of this. So, for example, I teach a subject. I don't want to, but this is what my, the faculty and my dean has forced me to do. Like, so so I teach something called business analysis and consulting. Now we teach a very hardcore concept called strategy myopia, but the way we teach it is through role playing. So there is no lecture. They come in and they role play a particular piece, and you should see the noise, like the 60 students at it, because they're learning real life skills. So it is very experiential. We really double down on it, and we welcome anyone coming and participating in a class just to see the way we teach.
I think learning has really changed from what it used to be when we were educated. And I liked what Shekhar said today, that you can't really teach anything. You have to just give them the freedom to be able to adapt, to be able to understand what we're trying to say, and to be able to work with it. So a lot of learning now will be a lot of undoing the learning that you've done, and get off that old time learning that we've had,
Yes.
that typical.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is the last question, and I would like both of you to kind of give your comment to this. Looking ahead to the next 20 years and in alignment with the PM's vision of Viksit Bharat, how do you see India's education sector evolving, particularly in the context of creativity, technology, and innovation? And are there specific areas you believe policymakers, institutions, or industry stakeholders must urgently focus on to future-proof education in this country?
So I think that the world is evolving. All these tools like AI and whatever else that's coming in is going to be applied across the world. So if we don't get there, we'll be left behind. So we have no choice but to be with it. And just as all the new what would you say, technologies are evolving, we will evolve with it. And as far as the vision is concerned, I always feel that you have to evolve with the times. I cannot visualize what's going to happen from 5 years from now on. I always like to move with the time and be ready to be able to make that quick change. And that's how I see things. I don't normally have a vision plan ever, which is very strange, but I'm like that. That's how I work.
Indians have participated in all the big technological innovations in the past 30 years, ever since I entered the industry. but we just do this for others. There's a very funny saying, which is said, the US innovates, China replicates, Europe regulates, India makes for others, and credit is taken by others, right?
No, but I think now people are aware that
Yeah.
India is really behind
Yeah.
the backbone in a lot of
Yes.
ways.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but it's now time to take front stage. Like, instead of being the backbone of, and being very, very happy, I'm really happy that
No,
we've brought
take the backbone, but take the
take the-
credit as well.
Yes, right. Be the backbone, but be the front stage, right? And yes, lovely that we've got as Indian, origin CEOs at Microsoft and Google, the biggest, companies. How about creating our own Microsoft and Google, right? So
True.
how about, we are the third largest center for, unicorns, AI startups in India. How about in the next 20 years, we dominate with, the front end of it, rather than being an an importer of or downloader of know-how that we created, right? In the first place for someone else. How about us being the ones who upload? So that's the hope.
I think we have the strength, we have the people strength as well. If you look at the rural areas now, people have become a lot more aware, educated, and they want to be part of the real world. They want to grab a piece of the real world. And I think this is a great time for these kind of technologies to come in and for us to share it and be able to grab as much as we can.
Absolutely. And lastly, if you have to summarize the three things that the children who are taking admission or their parents can expect from the school, what would those three things be?
That's really interesting.
No, I think it would be nice to, first of all, to know that they've chosen us in the first place, because I think there are some options, but we offer a lot more than them. We are a very, very beautiful school, great environment, great energy, great curriculum, great team that's taking care of the school. And that is something that the parents are now aware of. I know before the MICA admission start, I get like 100 notes. Please, can we get admission? Can we get admission? And things like that. So people are very aware. And the third thing is that we are a very niche school. And I'm very proud of the fact that in spite of being such a niche school and comparatively not so commercial in that sense, we've been able to make a mark. And I don't think there are people I know for a fact have tried to replicate a MICA elsewhere, but haven't been able to do it. So these are the things that I'm very proud about. And it makes me feel very good. Though I'm not in school, I'm not running it on day-to-day basis. I don't know what happens except the reviews, and I go once or twice a year. I meet everybody, meet the kids, but it gives me that amazing energy, amazing feeling. It makes me feel like I belong there. Gives me a lot to think about and learn. So I think it's great. That's what I think about MICA.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes,
So well.
Ajay.
Thank you very
Absolutely. Thank you so
Thanks,
much, Tina,
Vishal.
for answering with so much of honesty. And
Thank you.
congratulations from the entire team of BW Businessworld.
Thank you.
Thank you.